You woke up today, but there's a problem. You're Zeus, king of the gods, lord of Olympus, and your wife is giving you that look that says she knows exactly what you did last night. You open your eyes in the most luxurious bed that exists. Sheets made of clouds woven by the winds themselves, pillows crafted from mortal dreams, and the smell of fresh ambrosia in the air. It would be perfect if Hera weren't sitting in the chair beside the bed, arms crossed, foot tapping on the celestial marble floor. Each tap echoes like distant thunder. She says nothing, just stares. That stare that pierces deeper than any lightning bolt you've ever thrown. You get up, trying to act natural, as if you hadn't transformed into a swan yesterday to seduce a mortal woman. Hera remains silent. Her silence is worse than 1,000 storms. You taste the metallic flavor of nervousness in your mouth, mixed with the sweet taste of ambrosia you drank too much of last night. If I were you, I'd fake divine amnesia, but you decide to move forward as if nothing happened. You walk to the main hall of Olympus, your celestial sandals echoing through corridors of pure gold. The smell of divine incense fills the air, but it can't mask the tension hanging over the palace. Along the way, you pass Aphrodite, who gives you a knowing smile. She knows, everyone knows. On Olympus, gossip travels faster than Hermes. You arrive at the throne room and sit on your imposing chair, decorated with golden eagles and embedded lightning bolts. The view is spectacular, clouds moving like a white ocean, the mortal world below looking tiny. You should be feeling powerful, invincible, supreme, but all you can think about is how to explain to Hera that swan definitely wasn't you. Apollo enters the hall, bringing the first report of the day. Apparently, a mortal is complaining that you didn't answer his prayers. You don't even remember this specific mortal. There are so many. Every day, thousands of voices calling your name, asking for rain, asking for sun, asking for victory in wars, asking for fertility. You wave your hand distractedly and tell Apollo to handle it. What's the point of having children if not to delegate work? Hermes appears flying through the window, his winged sandals leaving a trail of golden light. He brings news. Apparently, you have 3 more demigod children who just discovered their divine heritage. One of them already killed a minotaur. Another is sailing here, demanding paternal recognition. The third is just confused about why he can control the weather when he's nervous. You sigh. The sound comes out as low thunder that makes nearby clouds move away. More children. Always more children. You've lost count of how many you have. 50? 100? What was Hercules? The 33rd? 40th? You really should start keeping a list. Before you can process this, Hera enters the hall. The air immediately gets colder. The other gods shrink and start finding excuses to leave. Even Ares, god of war, somehow remembers he has an urgent mortal battle to supervise. Cowards. Hera approaches your throne with the elegance of a queen, but her eyes are literally sparking. Small golden lightning bolts dance in her iris. She asks, in a voice sweet as poisoned honey, about your outing yesterday. You try to change the subject by mentioning the beautiful day. Olympus looks lovely today. The clouds are especially fluffy. She's not buying it. You feel a cold sweat, which is weird because gods don't sweat. But here you are, all-powerful lord of the skies. Divine perspiration running down your temple. Hera mentions she has a witness who saw a swan particularly interested in a mortal woman near Sparta. She asks if you know anything about it. You lie, saying swans are autonomous creatures. They have lives of their own. The next lightning bolt Hera fires passes so close to your head, you feel the heat singeing your divine hair. The smell of ozone fills the hall. Message received. You admit that perhaps, possibly, there may have been a misunderstanding involving animal metamorphosis. Hera gives that smile that isn't a smile and says, you're going to pay for this. Literally, she already ordered a new palace using your celestial account. The next 2 hours are basically you trying to calm Hera down while managing the universe. Divine multitasking. You approve a drought here, send a lightning bolt there, turn a blasphemous king into a shrub, all while Hera lists all your betrayals from the last 300 years. She has an impressive memory. You wish you had dedicated that much focus to remembering your children's names. Noon arrives, and Demeter shows up with agricultural problems. Mortal crops are failing. You're barely paying attention because Hera is still talking about that time you transformed into a bull. That was 2 centuries ago for your own sake. You tell Demeter to fix the crops herself. You have more urgent marital problems. Athena enters to mediate. She's always been the most sensible of your children, born straight from your head, literally, so you hope she inherited your wisdom. She suggests that maybe you should stop transforming into animals to seduce mortals. You consider this for a second. Nah, where's the fun in that? Poseidon appears for a meeting about the division of kingdoms. He wants to renegotiate the terms, thinks he should have more sea storms. You're too tired to argue. Hera interrupts, saying that at least Poseidon is faithful to his wife. You feel the comparison like an arrow shot. Poseidon gives a little laugh and leaves quickly. The afternoon brings more complications. One of your demigod sons has arrived at Olympus. He's dirty, smells of mortal sweat and battle bronze, and is demanding you publicly recognize him as your son. You don't even remember his name. Hercules, Perseus, Theseus, they all look the same after a while. You offer a generic blessing and a lightning bolt as a gift. The kid looks disappointed. They always do. Hera watches the scene with that "I told you so" smile. She mentions that if you spent more time being a father and less time being a swan, maybe your children wouldn't have so many psychological problems. You have no arguments for that. I wouldn't either. Dionysus shows up drunk, which isn't news. He brought new wine from the mountain that mortals cultivated in his honor. You drink straight from the amphora, the purple liquid dripping down your chin. It tastes like grapes crushed by virgins' feet and fermented in blessed oak barrels. It's good, not good enough to make you forget your problems, but it helps. Hera disappears to do whatever she does when she's planning her revenge. Usually involves turning your mortal lovers into animals or causing natural disasters in cities you protect. You've learned not to ask. It's better that way. You're alone on the throne for a few blessed minutes. The silence is broken only by the celestial wind and the distant hum of mortal prayers. There's a strange peace in it. You close your eyes and almost relax. Almost. Then another demigod son arrives. And another. It's like they scheduled a meeting. They all want paternal attention, recognition, maybe a lightning bolt as a gift. You hand out blessings like they're flyers. Being a father is exhausting when you have more children than you can count. Hermes returns with more news. Apparently, that mortal woman you visited as a swan is pregnant, twins. Hera's going to love hearing about this. Stars begin to appear, each one a small window to other realms you govern. It's beautiful. You wish you could appreciate it more, but you're too busy mediating a dispute between Ares and Athena about which war strategy is superior. Dinner is served in the Great Hall, ambrosia prepared by the finest celestial cooks, nectar served in golden goblets, meats from animals that never existed on Earth. Everything tastes like perfection, but the tension at the table could be cut with Cronus's scythe. Hera sits at the other end, as far from you as possible. The other gods eat in uncomfortable silence. You try to start a conversation about the weather, about how the clouds are particularly fluffy today. No one responds. Even the ever-talkative Hermes is quiet. You finish eating quickly and retreat. Night falls over Olympus, and you find yourself back in your quarters. The bed is impeccable, but empty. Hera is sleeping in another palace tonight. You lie down on the soft clouds, looking at the ceiling that shows a moving map of all the constellations. Each star a story, each story a complication. You think about all the day's decisions, the children who showed up, the lies you told, Hera's justified anger, the weight of the crown that never leaves your head, even now. Being king of the gods seemed much more glamorous before you actually became one. Your eyes begin to feel heavy. Divine fatigue is different from mortal fatigue, deeper, more existential. You feel the weight of millennia in your bones, of centuries of betrayals, of entire dynasties of semi-abandoned children, of a wife who should hate you but is still here. For some reason, you don't fully understand. You close your eyes, and divine sleep comes like a gentle storm. Your last thoughts are about tomorrow, about how you'll probably mess everything up again, about how Hera will eventually find out about the twins, about how more demigod children will show up demanding your attention. I end by observing you sleep, king of the gods, Lord of thunder, master of the universe, and all I see is a husband in trouble with a list of problems the size of Olympus. Being all-powerful means nothing when you can't even keep your personal life in order. But hey, at least you have the entire sky as your kingdom. And tomorrow it all starts again. The betrayals, the lies, the surprised children, Hera's fury, the same celestial cycle that's been spinning for millennia. Welcome to eternity, champ. I hope that swan was worth it.